assistant until you're making at least 150, $200,000 a year. Well, I should say making, I should say earning that. Is that what you're being told? Because it's commonplace out there and it's rather confusing, and this topic today is near and dear to me because I am a past virtual assistant. I was the one that did all the technical work for my clients. In fact, some people still identify with me as being a virtual assistant, and I'm letting that go. That's another talk. But today, my guest with me is JoAnna Johnston. And JoAnna is a health coach, but she's a business owner, and she had been told the same thing. Now, JoAnna, how many years have you been in business?
Well, Christine, I first started my business about 3 years ago.
Okay. And how long had you been told the same thing, like don't hire a VA, until you make six figures plus? Was that from the beginning when you first started your business?
Oh, yeah, that was definitely what I had always heard.
Yeah, and let me ask your interpretation of that. I gather from our previous conversation was that you had to do everything in your business, that nothing could be outsourced at any time. Um, even for something that you aren't adept at. Is that what where you were headed with that thought that, it's just like don't outsource any little thing. Is that correct?
Well, basically, yeah. I mean, the impression that I was getting was that, really the accepted way of doing things was to, be the solopreneur, wear all the hats, do everything yourself when you're just getting started, right? And,
Mhm.
I was even technically savvy enough to be able to do that, but I was really finding that I wasn't enjoying building my business that way.
Not enjoying building your business. Well, isn't that a big reason we we go into business? I mean, it's one of them. We want to enjoy what we're doing versus when we had a job. And besides making the money. So now you had mentioned you were thinking about creating a course. And how long were you trying to create the course, or was it just something that you had been thinking about for a while?
Oh no, it was definitely something that I had been working on, and I bought several programs and, things that promised to help me get this course built and get it out there. Because you see, I've been offering my services, on a more individual basis, and I really wanted to leverage the internet, right, to reach more people, and so that's why I wanted to build out this course.
So you were investing to learn how to build a course, but it wasn't going
To
too well, was it?
to learn how to do it myself.
Yeah,
You see,
yeah.
because inside of this paradigm of doing it all myself, I invested in a variety of things to learn to do it myself.
Yeah, and it was just leading to what? More time spent, but not being productive in getting it done. And so what was your solution to, because right now I think you said you're actually working on several courses now besides one course. So what happened? What did you discover that changed all that for you?
Well, so what I finally decided to do, Christine, was I took a couple of ideas from a couple of different places. I had heard that you could write a book, for example, by being interviewed. Okay, that was one way to generate the content of the book. And I took that and I put that together with what I had learned about hiring a virtual assistant, a VA, and I said, well, what if I hired, instead of a VA, a specialist, somebody whose job it would be to interview me about my content, because of course, we can talk about our topic all day long,
Mhm.
right? That wouldn't be the hard part, to interview me about my topic, and then their job would be to put that together into the content.
So, oh, I see. Okay, so you're not even. I know you said you love the creative side of things, and you've got lots of ideas, but you needed help, getting it out and implementing it. But being interviewed, okay, so that's new to me. That is wonderful. Yeah, like you say, we all can talk about what we do, and it's just so. But having somebody to interview you, and So, but were the finances there? Because people are thinking, well, yeah, this sounds really great, but like, I can't afford it. When should somebody think about getting, now we're talking about project help. This is a project, it's not long term. And that's the difference too, I think, in getting that help is you hired for a project versus the long term. And I think when people here don't hire a VA until you're making multiple six figures, they don't understand that if you hire on a project basis, that's that makes more sense to get that done. So what about when is the right time? I mean, somebody might be out there listening right now saying, I would love to put a course together, but I don't know if it's the right time because of where my business is at. Um, what does somebody need already in place in order to be able to hire somebody to do the interviewing and creating?
Well, now, Christine, I do have to disagree with you a tiny bit there about the project-based hiring. I mean, that's another one of these things that we very commonly hear, right? Is that you go on like Upwork or Fiverr or someplace, and you hire somebody to do one project for you, right? And that's kind of presented as the alternative, right, to
Hmm.
a VA who does, maybe that admin work, some of the very like sort of low level, almost grunt work, right? Um, and what I've actually done is I have come up with a way to very affordably hire people full time. They are specialists, but they do work only for me. Um, and so this is actually possible, and this is perhaps something that a lot of people don't know about hiring a VA is and somebody to help you with other aspects of your business beyond just VAs is how to do it affordably. Um, and so that's something that I can talk more about if you want, but I found it to be especially effective to uh, focus on that full-time hiring. And so I did hire them with one course in mind initially, but we've now expanded that and been able to we're completing the fourth course since we started working together.
4 courses. Wow, wow. Yeah, and you hire them. So how did you go about hiring these people? How did you find them?
So there are resources and websites that we can put, in the show notes if you like to help you find people. And I did use um, a well-known process for finding and vetting these people. We can share that information in the notes as well. Um, but basically, the short answer is I did outsource to the Philippines. And what's great about outsourcing to the Philippines is there are a number of very well educated and skilled people there. But in part because their country is, in a lot of ways, still very rural and their families are very important to them, they don't necessarily want to just up and move to the big city just for the sake of a job. And so they're looking to work online for many of the same reasons that we are. And,
Mhm.
all the time freedom, the time with their family. And so I offered my employees a very flexible schedule. And, if they need time to be with their families, if they want a holiday or if they got something going on, I let them have all that because, I get to create the working environment, and it's actually better than what's available to them in their own country. And so that was once I realized that I could create that for them. That was very exciting to me because uh, and again it's been very affordable, and it's just got to do with um, you know really the exchange rate, and that our money buys more over there.
Wow, that's wonderful that you have dedicated people working with you. Um, Now, something I had always learned with my business coaches is, before you build something, find out if people want it, put it out there, and even ask people to register for, say, a webinar or something like that before you build it. The courses that you are building, are you already in the process of marketing it? Because I want our audience to understand too, just because you build something doesn't mean it's going to sell. Has that been part of your process of developing your courses?
Oh, of course. Well, as I mentioned, I've been out here in this internet space, looking to get these services out here for about 3 years now. I've been doing the work privately with individuals, for longer than that. Um, but I started it in this forum about 3 years ago, and so I have been talking to people about this course, and everybody says, "Oh yeah, let me know when it's ready. Let me know when it's ready." And I tried to use that as motivation, right, to get myself to build it and to do it myself. And and again, it just I wasn't making progress that
Mhm.
way, trying to do it all myself. And so yeah, the first course that I started building is called the Snoring Diet Solution, and it's going to be ready for launch very soon after our conversation here. And then what else we've built is several training courses that, at a minimum, I will use internally in my business to train future employees on our business processes and things. But I do believe they are helpful potentially to others, and so we're looking into how to promote those as well. So I have the one course on the snoring, and then I have three others. They're basically on PowerPoint and how to use that for some things that maybe people don't realize that you can do that. So I'll use those for my internal training at a minimum if it doesn't turn out that anyone wants to buy them.
So you had people telling you that, yes, they'd be interested, of course. So again, I hope our listeners are paying attention to that of, yes, when you're getting positive reactions of, yes, if you have this product, I'm very interested in it. That's half the battle. Wow. That's amazing. And then the other courses you're building out for internal use, yeah, maybe in the future that could turn into a different revenue stream of educating other people similar to you on how to do the same thing. Again, and again, that's one thing we're told is, multiple revenue streams. So because you're trying to be more efficient and work better in your business, who knows? That could be another revenue stream for you. Well, this has been wonderful, JoAnna. If people want to know more how they could do this themselves, how they can hire people, build out courses, or any project or anything that they need done in their business, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, so I my calendar is open, and I would love to chat with any of your listeners. If they have any more questions about this kind of thing, they are welcome to just book into my calendar. And there's a link on that page. If you don't find a time that works for you, you can just send me an email, and we will figure something out. It's been lovely talking to you about this today, Christine. And one thing that I'd like to be sure that your listeners realize about what I wanted to share today is that, yes, for me, the hang up was on building courses, but for you, it might be somewhere else.
Mhm.
And you can still use this process and this approach that I've been doing to achieve these kinds of growth and results in your business. Uh, you know, Again, by hiring a specialist in whatever that thing is. And so, yeah, again, if you have any trouble figuring out what that might be, or just want to have a follow-up chat, I would love to talk to you at this link here, yourownbusinessnow.com. Thank you so much, Christine.
Well, and JoAnna, I do have one last question for you. Now, we have been talking about the one thing that really made it click for you to get these courses moving forward. So that was figuring out a business process, how to get this to happen for you. When it comes to the tools that you use in your business, is there one piece of technology that you feel has really helped you to make it click in your business? And I know we didn't talk about this ahead of time, but I'm just wondering, when you think of the things that you're using in your business right now, Is there something that you would say, oh, this has really helped me?
Yeah, so that's something that I considered very carefully when I was first starting my business, and I trialed a variety of software and tools. The tool that I use most in my business is the all-in-one software called Kajabi. It
Mm.
basically does everything I need, and what I love about it is that it is so efficient, right? I just only have the one subscription, and it can do my emails, it can do my affiliate program, it can do my courses, my memberships. I can expand my course offerings into all kinds of other things, and so we do everything in Kajabi.
Yes, Kajabi is a wonderful tool for getting everything done. Well, again, thank you, JoAnna. This has been a wonderful conversation. I thank you for being my guest on Make It Click today.